Good morning, class 12. This is chapter number 5, staff training. As we studied, after selecting the right kind of candidate, they need to be trained. They need to be trained with the knowledge and skill of that particular job. Now, what are the objectives? You can read out. It increase the job satisfaction, increase employee motivation, increase the efficiency and the process, increase capacity to adapt to the new technology, increase innovation, and enhance the company's image. Now let us find the differences among education, training, and development. If education is facilitating the learning of method, training is giving the skill, and then development is both practical knowledge also as well as theoretical knowledge also. You can see in detail that practical knowledge is training, theoretical knowledge is education, and development has got both the aspects. Next is, what are the importance? Importance is, since technology is changing, quality consciousness of the customer and greater productivity is required, so training is must, because when you need stable workforce, when you need increased safety, because the technical knowledge is required to conduct a lot of technical things, because the infrastructure required that kind of technological knowledge, better facility. Now, what can training do for employee? This means the benefit. Benefit is it increase the confidence, it gives the new skill, it gives the promotion, because the person can reach to the higher post, higher earning. Promotion means higher earning, adaptability, new situation, new kind of job requirement, new kind of job profile, so you require that adaptability. Increase safety, as I told you, the few machinery requires special kind of handlings. So what are the types of training? First, on the job training, second, off the job training, apprenticeship training, and next is training center training, internship, and last one is induction training. Now we will be going to the detail of this kind of training. On the job training, basically when you are doing the job, you are getting the experiences, and you are definitely getting the advantage, because you are working also at the same time you are learning. But the limitation is this only: while you are working, you are learning. It is actually very haphazard. It's not distinct. That's why there are some limitation and lack of motivation is there during this time. Off the job training is, under this method, the trainee has to leave the place. They go to some place and get the training done. This kind of training has got some advantage, because it is very, stipend is given during this time, because they are getting some payment, because they are getting the skill from outside. So they are concentrating only while taking the training. But limitation is that they cannot give the job skill in the job. Of the job training methods are lecture or classroom method. They can go and take up some kind of course in the classroom. Conference method, seminar or team discussion, program instruction. Through this while doing the work, by taking leave for some days, they can gain the knowledge of that particular job. Apprenticeship means, in many industries such as metal, printing and building construction and all, where you require particular kind of skill, you are actually, apprenticeship training means you are going for some period of time, you are getting that knowledge of that particular job. This is a kind of training which give you the skill, but the limitation is that period is limited. So in that limited period you cannot. So you have seen the apprenticeship. Now, what is vestibule training? The vestibule training is, this is the training where means a passage or room between the outer door and the interior of a building. In order to reach the inner of the house, one must pass from the vestibules. So it is like, in between you get the training. The training is specialized for that particular job. Internship means, you in this method, the training students get practical training while they study. Though while they study, especially in engineering and all, or in medicine also, you get the job training while you are studying. So this is the drawbacks is that time they are not quite sure that what they will be doing, how they will be doing. They were still very young. Induction training is training provided to new employee to get used to of the situation. This we discussed in the last chapter, that while induction training means before you join to some organization you get the job first hand knowledge. Model of training process, you can see first is assessment, second stage is training stage, and last one is evaluation stage. A lot of steps are there. Assessment test, a lot of the assessment means first you assess that what kind of training is required. Second, you make a training strategy, and finally you just have to see that how the training process goes. Now 9 steps. First, assessing the training needs. Second is preparing the training plan. Next is specifying the training objective, designing the training program, selecting the instructional method, what are the methods, and next is completing the training plan, implementing the training program, evaluation, and planning the future training program. So these are the 9 steps which has been followed in general training places. First one is assessing the training needs, that what external means company's requirement, and internal is using the staff opinion, because staff is getting trained, so their opinion makes a lot of difference. So that is how you assess the training need. Pre-assessment, what do you need to know? Who are your trainer? Who are you training? And what are the knowledge you need to pertain to them? How the training will be helpful to accomplish the work? These are the things. Pre-assessment methods. Need the methods is pre-assessment questionnaire. Normally questionnaire is taken place. Questionnaire is made, discuss, and then training program design. First primary questions. Few questions are written, and then what method you have to use, what are the resources you need to implement, and how you will do that. Training session, first you start normally for 1 to 3 minutes introduction, then you give the objective, main activity, and next is the assessment. Number 2 is preparing the training plan. You need to plan the training. It is 5 years or 10 years, medium is 3 to 5 years, and short training is 1 year. Just see the calendar. There you have the aptitudes and training plan. Now individual plan is for individual personalized training, like one person is getting trained, and there are some training program where everybody of that department getting trained. Number 3 is specify the training objective. What are the what kind of things you need to accomplish, what the kind of level you need to put them in, and what are the attitude you want to build inside them. Now number 4 is designing the training program. See the duration, that means the time, the structure, the method, qualification, nature of the trainee. This all things have been placed in proper way. Selecting the methods. Now method is very important. What kind of method? On the job training, off the job training? It depends. That if a lot of time is required, then it has to be off the job training. If within no time you can find out, then it is on the job training. Now completing the training plan. Once the training program is complete, you see the target group, topic, methods, time, and location. If you see that it is good, then you implement it. Implementing means participating, selection, group comfort, effective communication, training enthusiasm, preparation by the trainers, and all these things. Once it's implemented, after that you evaluate whether the 3 levels, like immediate feedback, post-training feedback, and post-training appraisal. These are the 3 feedbacks you find out. After you get the feedback, you plan for the future training process, whether this particular training process will continue or you will do some new steps. What are the methods? First, on the job training, as I told you, first you give them training when they are doing the job. Coaching means you send them to some coaching institute, some special guidance, special personal instruction methods. You can give them kind of specialized kind of things. Now next is you can you can understudy, you can put them in the study leave and all. Specialized training can be offered to them. Off the job training, you just put them in some vacation time and give them the training. Special lecture can be conducted inside the office. It has happened. Case study means you give them some case study so that after reading that they gain the knowledge that how to solve some problem or the solution. They can find out the solution. But important is that you need to put them to the laboratory training. Laboratory training means add to that when they changing individual aptitudes and attitudes. So you put them in some laboratory kind of stuff and they can give them training. Now I've given you this two difference which is there in your book, the induction training and on-the-job training. Induction training means before you join the organization, you get the first-hand knowledge about the organization. On-the-job training means, as you know, while doing the job, you get trained. Now, what are the barriers? Barriers mean hindrance. Now, hindrance means efficiency. Efficiency means focus on the output rather than the input. So you only think that what you are giving, you are not interested in how they are getting it. Status quo means inertia. That means your process is not systematically made. That's why even if you give the training, the employee may be normal. They haven't changed. Convenience means conspiracy of convenience. Like, you give them some training, namesake or name per se. It's not at all good for them. Training mindset, maybe you are giving them training, but the change focus from the input to perform, not for them, for their betterment. Management support, no other relationship has been made, only you have given them training. That is also not going to help. What is in that for? So what are you going to do? You need to increase the skill. You need to increase the productivity. You make the employee involved, or they make them the stakeholder in the company, so that they get that kind of, initiation to work hard. Thank you, class. I know after listening to this presentation and reading the book, you can complete the worksheet on time. Thank you very much, and God bless you.